Hello student, I will continue with the agriculture in India portion. So in this video I will do the classification of the crops. So based on their nature, the crops can be classified into four major groups. Number one is the food crop. Then we have the fiber crop. Next one is the plantation crop. And number 4 is the cash crop. There are some other categories of the crops are there where we will get into that later on. So based on the nature of the crops, the Indian crops can be classified into four categories. One is the food crop, then we have the fiber crop, then we have the plantation crop and the cash crop. So now let us see what is a food crop. So food crop food crops are the plants that are grown primarily the purpose of being consumed by both human beings and animals. So we call that as the food crops. Example of the food crop is rice, wheat, etc. Next we have the fiber crop. What are the fiber crops? These crops are grown for their fibers which are used to make different items like paper, cloth, etc. Example of it is jute, then cotton. Next one is the plantation crop. What is this plantation crop? It is grown. Plantation crop is actually a single crop which is being specifically planted in a large area for commercial purpose. Example, tea, coffee, etc. The next one is the cash crop. So what is this cash crop? The crop which is produced for commercial purpose is known as the cash crop. Means the crop which is produced for only the commercial purpose, we call it as the cash crop, because by selling means the crop is only produced for selling purpose, not for the consumption purpose. Example of it are tea, coffee, etc. So tea, coffee are the example of the cash crop. Apart from this, other types of the crops are also there, which we generally called as the fodder crop, which are produced to feed the animals. Examples of these crops like the roots of the sweet potato, next sugar beet, then there are some crops which are used for the spices, or which are used as the spices, like the turmeric, then we have clove, then pepper. Next some crops are there which we used for as, or which used as the vegetables, and those are called the vegetable types of the crops, like the tomato, cabbage, etc. Next we have another type of the crop we generally call as the aromatic crop. Example of it are rose, jasmine, etc. So based on the season, the next is the based on seasons, the crops can be divided again into three categories. One is the kharif crop, next one is the rabi crop, and then we have the last section, that is zaid crop. So example of the kharif crop is rice, example of the rabi crop is wheat, and example of the zaid crop is any type of the vegetable, cucumber, etc. So based on the classification of nature, we have 4 types of the crops, and based on the season we have 3 types of the crops: kharif, rabi and zaid crops. Okay, so this is the end of this video. I'll continue with the next of the portion in the next video. Thank you everyone.